Hi, I'm Gareth Stewart. Welcome to The Weekend Chef. Today I'm at Crab Shack and I'm going to show you how to make butterfly chicken with aubergine puree and yogurt dressing. I'm matching this with a Russian Jack Pinot Noir. So the first step in this recipe is making the rub for the chicken. I've got a hot pan on the grill. We're going to add these spices: coriander seed, cumin seed, fennel seed, and keep them toasting until you can really smell the aromats in this. Don't allow them to burn, otherwise you'll change the whole flavour of this rub. And take that off. We've got 2 cloves of garlic and roughly chopped. We'll add a little bit of salt. Adding salt will draw out some of the moisture and help it turn into a puree as you rub it into the board. Just using the flat edge of your knife with the blade well away from you, otherwise you might cut off some of those pinkies. Garlic puree in, and we'll take some smoked paprika and give this a really good rub and break it all down. Use a bit of elbow grease to really work this into a paste. Once all the spices are broken down, you get some extra virgin olive oil. We'll just put that aside whilst we prep the chicken. Okay, so we're going to butterfly the chicken. And when you're prepping chicken, just make sure you have a separate board in the house from any other board, just because of bacteria and health and hygiene. So to butterfly the chicken, we're going to take out the wishbone, which is just right at the back of the chicken. We're then going to turn the chicken over and take out this backbone here and take it out in 2 strips. So going just past the legs and the thigh, all the way down, using a nice sharp knife, and doing the same on the other side. Relatively easy. Just touch the knife right into that breastbone and squash it out. We're going to take out the thigh bones, which is going to allow the chicken to cook quicker. So just turning these over, putting your knife into the thigh on either side and just locating that bone and pulling it out and working your knife either side of that bone, scraping down some of the meat until you can see the joint, and then knife straight through. Doing the same on the other side. Alternatively, you can actually buy chicken already butterflied, which will make your life a bit easier. So now that we've got that chicken ready to go, we'll get the rub and we'll just work some of that rub all into the crevices of the chicken. Now, it's best to allow the chicken to marinate for at least 2 hours, but you can cook it straight away. All into the legs and the thighs. Turn it over, get some into the skin. It's very messy. I like mess, mess is good. So one last final season with sea salt, and then she's good to go on the grill. Now we're lucky at the Crab Shack to have these beautiful barbecues. Well, we can put the lid down and we can get all those beautiful smoky flavors into the chicken. So to accompany this dish, we've got some eggplant puree going on, which is kind of like a baba ganoush. We're going to cook the eggplant straight onto the barbecue, and it's going to become quite smoky. We're going to burn the outside. The flesh will cook nice and slowly, and then we're going to drain it off on a colander. So the aubergine or eggplant has been burnt, and you can see that we can just peel off those burnt pieces, and we'll just smash them onto the board and start chopping them up. We're just going to chop through this, just keep it real rustic. Go one way and go the other. So we're going to add a little bit more salt and some tahini. Spread it out on your board so we can catch it. Tahini and some olive oil. Now be brave. Some lemon juice. Just catching the seeds in your hands while you do it. Fresh coriander, one of my favourite herbs. When you're chopping herbs, you really do want to let the blade do all the work. If you're using a blunt knife, you're going to bruise the herbs. We'll add that in. So for the yogurt, we're going to hang it overnight. Before we do that, I'm just going to add a pinch of salt and some lemon juice. So this is called a labneh. Get one of your chucks cloths and put it over a sieve or a colander, and you're just going to hang this or put it in the fridge overnight. I've got a container underneath which will catch all the way, and what we'll be left with is a nice thick yogurt. After hanging the yogurt overnight, you're left with this beautiful creamy yogurt, and we'll spoon that on top of the chicken when we're ready to go. So the chicken's at about 75 degrees, legs are already falling apart, which is great. We're going to let the chicken rest for about 10 minutes and allow all those juices to get back into the meat, and they'll be ready to go. We'll just take those legs off, just cut them up into manageable pieces. And these smell absolutely great. So juicy, the chicken is beautifully cooked. Just to finish this off, have a nice big dollop of that yogurt. Just sit that on top. Lucky last squeeze of lemon, a little bit of olive oil, and we're good to go. This is my butterfly chicken with eggplant puree and yogurt dressing. It's one of my go-to dishes. It's so simple. And I've paired it with a Russian Jack Pinot Noir, which won gold at the New World Wine Awards this year. And that's what it's all about. World-class wines and great Kiwi food. Enjoy.